What's good, everyone? Welcome back to another Marvel's Avengers gear guide video, and in this gear guide video we are going to be focusing on Black Widow and her technical power exotic gear set, which is also known as a Red Room gear set. So let's get it started. Let's have a look at the gear pieces you can obtain within this gear set. And with Black Widow, she actually has some pretty good exotic gear pieces from this technical power gear set that will be beneficial for an invisibility build in particular. So I'll show you guys the first one. It is a heroic piece, the Red Room Coil. This can come with Valor, Precision, and Might, Valor and Precision, Resolve and Valor. So again, either 3 out of the 4 stats or 2 out of the 4 stats. Since I'm going with the range Black Widow build, I like to have the Valor, Precision, and Resolve. And her perks with this particular heroic piece is actually based off her invisibility ability. So Spectre's Terror, guaranteed chance of landing a critical hit when attacking an enemy from behind while invisible. And then you have Stealth Breaker, 15% increased damage when invisibility is active. And then Stealth Extender increases the duration of invisibility by 3 seconds. And you guys already know her invisibility is her support heroic ability, which is right here, called Veil of the Shadows, or Veil of Shadows. So that's a heroic piece, really good piece right here. Probably the best heroic piece you can get from Black Widow within the game. There's also another good heroic piece, which I'll show you guys in a future video. But this is a really good heroic piece. And it's also probably one of the best gear pieces you can get within the set. The next one we have is a Red Room Uniform. This can come with Intensity, Resilience, and Resolve. And with this gear piece, it's actually really good because if you look at the second perk, Lethal Invisibility, 39.6 chance defeating an enemy grants an invisibility buff. So when you actually hit an enemy and you have this piece on, you'll actually go invisible as well. You have a 39.6% chance of going invisible. And then you have Stealth Boon, 15% critical hit chance when invisibility is active. So the heroic piece and the defensive piece really go hand in hand together, especially if you're running that invisibility build. And then you also have Stealth Rush, 20% increased health regeneration when invisibility is active. So again, if you're a Black Widow user and you're also a new Black Widow user, make sure you do get her heroic piece first. And then if you do want to rock with her defensive slot, I highly recommend this piece as well, especially on an invisibility build. Next, we have the range piece, Red Room Arsenal. This is actually decent. 20% increased damage from all weapons, stun damage from all weapons as a first perk. And then you have a status effect, and I have the status effect of Gamma High Caliber. So with Black Widow's range piece, you can get either Gamma Full Auto, Gamma Pistols, Gamma High Caliber, or even other status effects like Vibranium High Caliber, Vibranium, pistols. So with Black Widow's range piece, she can have different variations of a status effect and her range attacks. And then we have Shadow Op Breaker, gained increased damage based on the amount of Shadow Op intrinsic energy stored, up to a maximum of 10%. With Black Widow's range piece, you're honestly probably going to find something better anyways. But if you do come across it, it's okay. It's not a really good piece, but it's a decent piece. And then we have her melee piece. I also have this with, light combo finishers. I also have this with Gamma. And you can see the first perk, 15% increased damage from Shadow Op attacks. And then we also have Gamma Lightweight, light combo finishers inflict gamma damage. So you guys already know her light combo finishers is if you're on PlayStation, you're mashing that square button. But we'll quickly go over here. Here's an example of her light attacks. So this can be actually pretty decent if you're rocking with some sort of like hybrid or melee type build. If you're just starting to build your Black Widow. So it's pretty good to have if you're just starting off with a melee build. However, there are other melee and range pieces you guys can get within the game that will be much better than these two. And then we also have the last perk back to our melee piece, Lethal Intrinsic, 44.8% chance defeating an enemy will generate an intrinsic orb. So the verdict with the Black Widow technical power exotic gear pieces is, make sure you get the heroic piece. Even if you're not using an invisibility build, it's good to have this gear piece. And then also the Red Room uniform, because her defensive piece is actually really good as well. And you always want to make sure going with both of these pieces hand in hand will do really good damage and also help your invisibility build out. So where to get these gear pieces? We have the Red Room Takeover event, you know, Black Widow's signature type event. You can get it from here, from completing the mission objectives. You can actually get exotic gear pieces within that gear set from the Red Room Takeover event. This can happen anytime, every 2 months, I would say, or sometimes it might come back earlier, who knows. And then you can also get it from the Elite Weekly Vaults. You have a chance to get a melee or range piece and a defense or heroic piece. And like I've mentioned in my previous videos, if you do get a legendary version of any of those exotics I've shown you, you will see that the last perk would be different from the exotic perks, or the last exotic perks. Or if you run the daily vault, as you guys see here, you can get a legendary version, or sometimes you might even get an exotic. It's very rare, but there is a chance. And then we also have the last Avengers standing mission. If you run that mission, there is a rare chance you can land one of those exotics too. But I'll really recommend, if you are really trying to get the best stats for your exotic pieces from the Technical Power gear set, the Red Room Takeover event is really good. And then next to that, if the event's not going on, just wait for the weekly vaults and you'll have a better chance of landing some of those exotics. Alright, so that is the end of this gear guide video based on Black Widow and her Technical Power gear set, also known as a Red Room set. If you guys do have any questions, make sure you hit me up in the comments below. And also, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more gear guide videos, hit that like and subscribe button. Until next time, I'm out. You guys take care. Peace.